plug in before I clicked on live. I forgot. I'm still figuring out my process, my morning process. YouTube, where's the microphone? There it is. All right. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining me again this morning. Let's get a few things set up here and out of the way, like this stuff. Like the bench. Push that off to the side a little bit. As well as these weights. I'm going to actually use the 25-pounder. Help me stretch a little bit. That's my stretch mat. All right, who's with me this morning? Say good morning. Where are you from? I'm here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. We're just going to do a little bit of a stretch. I think today we're just going to hold the stretch for a minute and 15 seconds. Why? Solomon, good morning. Are you going to stretch with me this morning, or are you just hanging out and watching it, participating in the chat? I hope you stretch, because you got to stretch out, especially when we get to the end. Our fingers. Why? For our video gaming, for WASDing or left click, right clicks, right? But yeah, that's what we got going on this morning. We're gonna stretch. We're gonna work out. We'll do a little bit of calisthenics, not a lot, you know. I'm older, so I'm not lifting heavy. You know what I mean? Not lifting heavy. What's up, Typical? Great to see you. Thank you so much. I met somebody on the chat yesterday, stretch sessions, that is part New Zealander and part Australian. You know, so that's pretty cool. Internationally known, right? Let's get started, shall we? So first thing we're gonna do, let me describe what the plan is for today first, actually. So the plan for today is to simply stretch. We're gonna work on our mobility. I'm gonna start out with some jumping jacks. I have 40 plus stretches that I like to do in the morning every day, right? Every day. Why do it? And they're the same stretches every day so that I can improve my flexibility. Why is flexibility important? So that if I'm doing something simple, I don't injure myself, so that I warm up the body and get it ready for the day. I like doing this in the morning because it is getting ready for the day. Part of my morning routine to get ready for the day. You know, once this is done, I feel accomplished. It's just like making your bed first thing in the morning. Once you've accomplished that, right? Guess what? You've completed one thing. The day can't get, can only get better. You completed one thing, guess what? Complete two things, complete three things. So it's a habit that, that I develop, just like stretching. And how do we start new habits? You got to get into it for at least 21 times, be it 21 days or 21 reps. So good morning, Peyton. Thanks for dropping in. It's nearly 1 a.m. here. I won't be stretching with you, lol, but I'll have a tea and watch. I appreciate that, Typical. This will be a good one. Tomorrow morning, when you awaken, go ahead and replay this, maybe put on fast forward so you can see the stretches and stretch along. And that's what this is all about. I know I need to get a video out on stretching too, but I also use a timer on my iPad. Let me show this to you also. I got a big day today. And so the timer on the iPad is called SmartWatt. It looks like, where'd the icon go? SmartWatt. So it'll be reversed on your screen, but that's what it looks like. It's kind of a purpley, orange, blue colors right there. That's SmartWatt. Yeah, here, let's flip the camera around so you can see it better. Yeah, look there. SmartWatt. That is the app that I use for my timer. Cool? So, all right, let's flip the camera back around. So we're going to open that up. Open. And then we're going to go back into YouTube so I can pull the chat up here. This is how I do this. Go to my channel, view channel. There it is. And then that way I could read the chat. On the top of the screen are three dots. Right? You click the three dots. I do slide over so that I can then pull up the SmartWatt app at the same time, and basically it's like having two screens on the iPad. Choose an app there. All right, so there. What's happening here? Right here. Okay, so I'm going to set the timer up for a minute and 15 seconds. Why a minute 15? Why a minute 15? Minute 15 is, I'm only actually holding it for about 1 minute long, right? And then the 15 seconds extra, that's allowing my body to, allowing the blood flow to go back into my muscles. What am I talking about? So when you stretch, all right, when you stretch, let's put this up high so you can hear me good. When you stretch your muscles, you are elongating the muscle. Have you ever stretched a muscle out, right? Stretched a muscle and you felt like it was really tight. And then at the end of the stretch, you released the tension from that muscle. You released, right? You went from being tight, stretched, released tension. And then you could feel the blood flow go back into your muscle, right? Imran, good to see you. So, when you feel the blood flow go back into the muscle, what you're doing is cutting off or decreasing the circulation into that muscle, decreasing the circulation of blood into that muscle. So you're stretching it out, and then you're releasing, letting blood flow to go back into that muscle. So that's why it's important to breathe. So when you breathe, you are oxygenating the blood. So when you release tension, right, new blood, nourished blood will go back into that muscle. Oxygenated blood will go back into that muscle. So that's why it's important. But let's go ahead and get this thing started. That way you guys can watch this later on. We're going to start with a set of jumping jacks to get the blood flowing, all right? Get the blood moving. I don't like to start cold. You can, if you don't want to do jumping jacks or can't do jumping jacks. Do something else just to get the blood flowing. So you don't have to jump. You could do, I'll do a few ideas for you. You could just do this. You are moving blood in your body. Even this out, we're crooked. Yeah. This is moving the body, right? This is movement, right? This is movement. This is the movement for the jumping jacks. If you got a bone leg, if you can't do this, maybe bounce, right? This is perfectly fine too, all right? Jumping jack combined. Yeah. All right, let's see here. Put the Chad over here. I'm gonna set this up so I can, okay, bro, I'll give it a go. Yeah. It's important to stay flexible. All right, it's important to be flexible. Stay flexible as best as you can. All right, you can even do this for movement as well. Just side to side, twisting. This is movement. You are getting blood flow into the body. All right, you're moving. How long should you do this for? Count the reps. Maybe you say you'll twist for only 20 reps. 1, 2, 4 count. 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, right? You want to move. My warm-up when I was younger, I would run for a mile on the treadmill, fast, like 6-minute mile. 6-minute warm-up, that was my warm-up. That was how I got blood flow into my body. I'm not running a mile for 6 minutes these days, all right? All right, let's get into it. We're gonna go ahead and start out with some jumping jacks. Great to see you, Imran. Great to see you, Imran. Imran from Singapore. Jumping jacks, 4 count. Ready? Begin. Now, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 30. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. Oh, 40. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 7, 2, 3, 8, 1, 9, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 100. 100 4-count jumping jacks. Let's catch up on the chat. Okay. Charles Cad, Cool Bell. Do you live in California, Jason? No, I'm in Virginia. I'm in Virginia Beach, Virginia, chat. So great to see everybody being here. Next stretch is I use a calf board. All right, the link, I actually tagged this product in the thing. I could do different angles like this. All right, shallow, shallower, more shallow. The weights are in the way, so I'm going to do it all the way over here. I'm going to lean on something like a wall, or I've got this dip bar here to help me stretch it out. So we're going to set the timer up. Bring the timer closer to me so you can see. Hey, Seb, you rolling?
Yep.
All right. What's that, chat?
Let's go this way.
Oh, okay, cool.
Stream right now.
Yeah, I'm streaming right now. Stretch stream. Oh, see ya. See ya. Have a good day. Man, y'all smell fancy. Smell fancy.
You got to hit around.
I know. It's so fancy. Oh, let me know. I'm gonna put you back sometime this weekend, yeah?
Okay.
All right. See you, Seb.
I was on the bottom.
Okay, cool. I got it. All right. Yeah, that was my son, chat. He's going to work. He was scheduled to work today. I am not scheduled to work today. We got Cassandra Seymour. You look good. Thank you so much, Cassandra. I appreciate you. That's because I stretch. So join me on the stretching. This is the stretch along. All right. You should visit California Gold Gym. Oh, that's a good idea. Damn, bro. You're really tall. Oh, yeah. Now he's taller than me. My wife is taller than me also. My wife has got the tall genes in the family. Yeah, I am not tall. Yeah, he's a lot taller than me. So I'm in Virginia Beach, Virginia, USA. All right, next stretch. Minute 15, start timer. So I set a timer up for about minute 15. If you can see that, if you can't, I know it's gonna be reversed anyway, so it don't matter. But I'll keep it facing me so that I can see this. Fredericksburg, Virginia. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so there's neighbors. Yeah, Fredericksburg, I think, is about, let's see here, 3 hours from me. My son did a wrestling tournament there a few years ago when he was wrestling in high school. All right, so when I stretch, if you read the description, that is the rules for stretching. I stretch to a pain level of 7, and I hold that stretch while I breathe. So breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth, in through my nose, deep into my diaphragm, filling the lungs, then the head. So it goes bottom of diaphragm, lungs, head, exhale. Breathe in. And then once I will feel the stretch decrease from a pain level 7 to a pain level of 6. So we go from 7 to 6. We're not doing, it's not this thing, right? Not 6, 7. We're going from 7 to 6. We are elongating the muscle until it's nice and stretched out. No more. We don't want to hurt ourselves, right? We want to elongate the muscle, and then release it back. I appreciate everybody being here, by the way. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're stretching also. I hope the video quality is good. I hope the audio quality is good. All right. And I'm in my 50s. I stretch and I do this every day to maintain. I'm just doing this to share with you. I know some people have asked me, hey, already, and I've only been doing this for 5 days, 6 days maybe. You have to go back to see where I am in the live streams. I don't remember exactly, but I've only been doing this for a few days, and I've received a very good and positive response. So first and foremost, thank you for that, right? My missus is taller than me too. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. But it's important for me to stretch to maintain my flexibility, decrease my energy, or decrease my chances of getting hurt when I'm performing a movement. So let's bring the chat over here. Solomon, look good. Thank you very much, Solomon. I appreciate you. Thank you, Cassandra. Cassandra, do you make content as well? But I started streaming my stretching. All right, let's go ahead and start the stretch. So this stretch, I'm basically just not quite Indian style, as we called it in elementary school. I don't know what else to call this cross-legged sit, but it's like a yoga sit. If you know the name for it, or whatever name you want to call it, then do it. I'm going to fold my body in half and just lean forward, stretching it as far as I can. If you get to a point where you're stuck, but you're not at a pain level 7, take like a 10-pound weight, put it on your back. And that might help with the stretch. Like it's like someone pushing on you. If you need a little more weight, take 20 pounds, right? Put that on your back too. I do this to help me stretch a little bit deeper. I can feel it in my glute, but only on my right side glute. My left side is not really affected. So I need to switch, and we'll do that at the minute 15 mark. Let the blood flow go back into the muscle. And if you don't have a weight, do your best to try to just pull yourself forward. All right, letting the blood flow go back in to the muscles, and then I go into the next stretch. Yeah, just like that. So now I feel it at my left glute. And I also feel it on the inside of my right thigh. I am not as flexible as I used to be. I'm not as flexible as a gymnast, but I'm putting in the work. Halfway there, the timer says. So I hope you guys are joining me in stretching. We got 7 people watching the stream. We were at 20 earlier. We'll do some talkie later. But today is a stretch day primarily. We are not exercising. I'm giving my body a break from the exercise of yesterday. All right, let the blood flow go back into the legs. All right, and then we go into a lean stretch. So basically, I'm gonna grab my foot, I'm gonna lean over to the right, and I'm gonna push down on the opposite leg to stretch the top of the hip flexor, and actually when I relax my head, I'm stretching the neck out. Breathing in, breathing out. Stretching to a pain level 7. And if you're already at a pain level 7, or you can't get to a pain level 7, that's good. I would submit that if you can get to that full range of motion in that stretch position, you don't need to try to get to a pain level 7. That means you are flexible. Like it doesn't, some people, they could do a back bend and it's not painful at all. It's like pain level 3. Because they feel the stretch, but it's not painful. Full range of motion. Okay, come out of the stretch. We're gonna go to the other side now. And let me fix the chat because I can only see the top messages. All messages, there. Now we can see all messages. Now we're on the other side. Same thing. All I'm doing is leaning over, stretching the side, stretching my neck. All right. 351 Cleveland into Torino. Yes, M. You're 100% accurate. But that was not the original engine in this particular. This is a 1973 Ford Gran Torino. The owner prior to us, he replaced the original Windsor with a 351 Cleveland. Cool Bell, how long have you been going to be live today? Probably at least 1 hour. If I've got 40 stretches at a minute 15 each, that's about an hour and 20 minutes maybe? An hour and 10 minutes. And then we'll do some talkie. Next stretch is butterfly stretch. You know, I cannot bring my heels to my groin fully. They're out a little bit so they can lean forward. Yeah, so just a little bit, you know, at least an hour. C6 transmission. I have to admit to you, I am not a car guy. I know what I've heard. I'm not sure if it's a C6 transmission. When the gentleman that sold it to us, Mr. Derek, sold it to us, he's like, I did this and that and this and that. I said, you need to talk to my wife and my son. They know more about cars than I do. Nope, I will not. Try that. Lol. Well, here, if you look at the description, Detroit, good to see you. Good morning. Join me on these morning stretches to help you prepare for your day. Evening for you. Rewatch this in the morning so that you can, you know, stretch along. Fast forward to the parts that are boring or that are not boring, the actual stretches. No, it's a great car, and I appreciate you dropping on in. And good eye. Release the stretch. Come out of it. Okay, next stretch is a windshield wiper. Knees up. All right, knees up. Touch my heels. That's the angle. And lean both knees to one side. Take one leg, put it on top. I like to use a weight to help push this down and give me a deeper stretch. So we're going to take a 10-pound weight and just throw this on my leg to help push the knee down and twist. I'm feeling in my hip flexor here, primarily lower oblique. The side muscle of my ab here. I'm keying off the timer. Timer is a continuous timer that resets every 1 minute and 15 seconds. And as I go from a level 7 of pain to a 6, I'm stretching deeper. And I'm gonna come out of the stretch, switch sides. Same thing, other side now. Yes, car's nice. I might get stuck here. I know, right? Who said that? Detroit? Well, Detroit, do your best. What I would suggest if you're first starting out, if you've never stretched before, or if it's been a very long time since you've stretched, if you want to stretch, all right, simply stretch to get into a position that you can actually get into and out of without pain. Do that every day. Do that every day. Eventually, you'll be able to get deeper into the stretch so that you don't get stuck there. There's one position that I kind of get stuck in. I'll demonstrate that here. It's coming up, actually. But yeah, don't get stuck into it. Or if you need assistance to help you get out of a position, stretch with a partner that is more flexible than you so that they could get out of the stretch and then help you up. And there's nothing wrong with that. When I first learned these stretches, I had someone teach me how to do all these stretches. In fact, my mentor, I went and got a certification in physiokinesiology. Oh, so right leg is 90 degrees. We're going to lean over like this. Again, we'll need that weight so I can get a full stretch of my glute now. Right here, the glute is getting stretched. Gotta adjust some things here. What pain level, chat? What pain level are we going to? I'm quizzing you. And breathe. I think Cool Bell is taking a break. She'll be back in a little bit. I'm assuming, of course, because of what you said, how long I'll be on for. Right on, Cool Bell. All right, continue on with the stretch. So all we're doing is bringing the leg over, switching sides. Right leg is 90 degrees, over to the side. I need to put the weight down there so that I can get a deeper stretch. Let's go stretch it. Yes, I am. It's good to stretch. Oh yeah, I'm feeling some clicky clicks, some popping in my spine. Breathe through the stretch, Detroit. When you stretch, again, you are cutting out, you're decreasing circulation to that stretched muscle. Breathe through it. When you come out of the stretch, you are putting fresh, super oxygenated blood, if you are breathing deeply, in and out into the bloodstream so that the muscle gets new, fresh blood, heals it faster. Next stretch is Cobra stretch. The next stretch is a quad stretch, which I will demonstrate where I got stuck. So I kind of had to and I still kind of get stuck in that position, what I do, I kind of wiggle myself out of it. I'm still going to be watching, but not in chat. I appreciate you, Cool Bell. No worries. No worries, I appreciate you. Again, this whole stretch session is meant to, get me, number one. All honesty, this is for me. But I'm allowing you, if you will, to join me. And who knows, maybe you will start a stretch routine for yourself. And do the stretches that you can do. If you're injured, hurt, or can't do something, don't do it. If you're injured, ice that affected area first and foremost. Right? Before you do anything strenuous, just like, anything else, see your doctor first and get cleared for it. I appreciate that, Detroit. MAGA. Heck yeah. All right, quad stretch. All right, we're going to pause the timer. I'm going to do a demonstration here. February 26th was when I first started working out again. I was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism, and once I got on medicine, I was able to start exercising again, but I could only do 10 push-ups. I was weak. I lost 30 pounds of muscle. And so this position that I'm in right now was the deepest that I could stretch. This was already tight and painful for me, right? This is all I could manage. So what did I do? I did this every day. I sat like this, right? I breathed. Eventually, I was able to do this and lean back a little bit, deeper in the stretch, right? And this was all that I could manage. This was it. This is it. And then what did I do? After another week, I leaned back a little bit more, right? I leaned back a little bit more. And a little bit more. Fully breathing in through my mouth, my nose, out my mouth. All right, let me, okay, I can chat now. Oh, right on, Cool Bell. Let me let the blood flow go back into my ankles. Oh, I forgot to do my ankle stretches. I'll demonstrate that after when we do our, what do you call it? Here in a second. All right, let the blood flow go back into my feet here. It's very tight, my ankles. We gotta wake up those ankles also still. All right, let's push that off to the side. All right, let's move on with the quad stretch, okay? So quad stretch looks like this, the full quad stretch. I could not get into this position several months ago, but I can now. I guarantee you, if you'll get stuck in other positions, you'll get stuck in this one. But some people will be able to do this very easily. Again, pain level 7. I am at a pain level 7 right now, for sure. Decrease to 6. I can increase this to a 7 again just by rotating my hips forward and trying to get my knees on the ground. All right, watch how I come out of this. This is kind of funny. Head up. That's how I come out of it. I just wiggle myself out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's how I get out of it. Why? I'm stuck there. Was just doing an assignment for a certification. I was trying to get, oh, that's cool. Congratulations on working on a certification. Hurdler stretch. What certification are you trying to get there, Cool Bell? Is it fitness related or is it cooking related? Damn, that was crackling. Oh yeah, Cassandra? Nice. All right, hurdler stretch. All I did was put my foot forward like this, and I'm putting my knee over my toe. If you can't go your knee over your toe, that's okay. Don't go too far. Don't hurt yourself once again. If something else is affected that you're like, ooh, I need to not do that, then don't do that. Slow things down, take it slow, take it easy. Stretching is meant to be fun, relaxing, meditative, right? And healthy for your body. So we don't want to injure yourself. That's up to you though. Just because I'm saying to do something doesn't mean you should do it either, right? Do what you can do. All right, do what you can do. Now from here, I'm going to go into a front split. How do I do that? I just bring this foot forward a little bit, right? A little bit more. I'm gonna slide the other foot back as best as I can, all right? And as far as I can. Okay, it's so I can go from an apprentice chef to a head chef because I want to progress in my job. Heck yeah. Well done, Cool Bell. That's awesome to hear. That's very awesome to hear. Good luck with it. How many more assignments or how many more days for this certification? Is it like a long course? That's what it sounds like a few X number of hours. Breathe. And if you can sit up, sit up straight. If I'm holding the side, it would have been easier. So I need to reposition things. Turning over the side makes it a little bit easier also, but that's not what I want to do. Yeah, leaning forward makes it a lot tighter. So getting up more upright is better, but I got short arms. So it's difficult for me to balance myself. This makes me want to go to a gym membership and no more fillers or Botox. Aw, I'm happy to hear that, Cassandra. Good. I like this live. Thank you so much. Oh, I gotta switch. Pause. Watch me come out of this slowly, right? That's what this is about. It's meant, this live stream is meant to at least, inspire you on my journey. And you know what? It sounds like that's what it's doing. Get a gym membership or do this from home. Just stretch from home. Stretching will also lead to muscle strength. Slowly, not as fast as lifting weights, but it's a start, yeah? It's a start. So we're gonna lean forward. So right leg is forward, just leaning forward into the stretch. All right, we will go into the front stretch, the front split in just a moment, you know. Where are you originally from? Husband is from Vietnam. I'm from New Jersey, all right? The Navy brought me here back in 1999. I am Filipino heritage. You do combat sports? Not anymore. Not anymore. No longer. I did Taekwondo growing up, you know. I wrestled in high school. I wrestled for 1 year in prep school before college. I realized at prep school that the caliber of wrestler that I was going up against was so good. Even though I wrestled in New Jersey, which is a very good wrestling state, I was a very good wrestler. I knew I did not want to be, you know, a bench warmer or a mat dummy for the guys that were starters. And I knew also that I was not going to be a starter because I was not as good as the guys in my weight class. He was a very good wrestler. He went on to become a Marine, actually. But in college, I went to the U.S. Naval Academy. I did crew, and then I got into boxing. I got into boxing because I wanted to be a triathlete, and I used triathlon training. I used boxing to get in shape for a triathlon, but I did not make the cut for the triathlon team. Turns out I was a better boxer than a triathlete. All right, let's catch up on the chat. So I no longer do combat sports. If anything, I'll train and coach. The grunting is always the best part of getting out of the stretch. Yeah, right? I laid the grunting. Heck yeah. Max Barnes, sick whip. I appreciate it. 1973 Ford Gran Torino. I could tell with those legs and upper body. I appreciate that, adventurous boy. Yeah. Breathe. All right, come out of the stretch. There it goes. All right, so we'll take a moment to let the blood flow go back into the muscles. All right, we're not gonna move into the next stretch just yet. All right, we're gonna breathe. But yeah, turns out I was a better boxer than a triathlete because I did not make the triathlon team, but I won 3 brigade championships, like best in the brigade or the college of all the students that were boxing at my weight class. And I won 2 national championships. Collegiate, you know, not professional. Not amateur. We fought 3 2-minute rounds. But yeah, coach used to take us to the state penitentiaries and fight the inmates there, which made me a very good boxer. So, all right. Now we go into an ITB, like a glute stretch. Can you see what I did there? All right, so from here, right, crossover foot, this goes behind like this so that I could stretch in this manner. Makes sense? Yes, only 3 2-minute rounds, but it's a sprint. It's a sprint. So my boxing style, I should put my videos online. Would you guys like to see that? We'll do a throwback Thursday, me boxing at nationals. I have it on DVD, as funny as that sounds. I had it on VHS. Do you guys know what VHS is? Yeah. All right, let's see here. Everyone puts that garage door on their house. The garage door behind me? You know what? It came with the house. Haven't changed it. No need to change it. It's insulated, so that's good, especially in the wintertime. In the summertime, I could turn the air conditioning on. I have a mini split in here, but it's I prefer it to be hot when I stretch. I don't like to stretch in the cold. I would love to. You would love to what? I missed what I said. You Orthodox? No, I am not. Unusual for boxing be only 2-minute rounds. It's college. This is college, you know. So it was important to have a pro boxing program, but it was also important to protect the brain, right? So we also had thicker gloves, heavier gloves in college. I think we used 16-ounce gloves or 18-ounce gloves, and we wore headgear. Yeah. So collegiate boxing, it was important to, we were students, but it's a sprint. Even the heavyweights, they were, they fought fast. So it's like get as many punches in as you can in 2 minutes. So it was a sprint. And it was still, I'm not a southpaw. I'm right-handed. I could switch though. Coach didn't like it when I would switch. Speaking of switching, we got to switch legs. So foot forward this way. This is going to go behind. And I'm twisting into this like so, yeah? So, yeah. The league, if you will, was the NCBA, National Collegiate Boxing Association. I wonder, I've never even tried to Google that. Try to Google Jason Lavarius, if you don't mind. Jason Lavarius boxing. I'm curious to see what pulls up. Let's see here. Adventurous. Even I thought 2-minute, 3 rounds with complete gear in college. Oh, even I fought. Nice. Yeah, that was my sport. That was my sport in college. And of course, when I joined the Navy, I learned a lot of different martial arts for the job that I performed in the Navy. Go figure, right? So I was a hand-to-hand combat guy. But I don't train in it anymore. I've got a heavy bag. I train with that, but that's about it. All right, next stretch is frog stretch. So notice here, pause the timer here. Feet are together, right, at the heels. Yeah, heels are together. I'm gonna squat down. All right, squatting down, and I'm going to reach behind, grab my heels, and try to touch my forehead on the floor. And we're gonna hold that for a few moments. Let's see. Who's here? Oh, Mike, good morning. Join me in these stretches, brother. Great to see you, Mike. Thanks for stopping in. USNA Boxing Club. Oh, okay, cool, adventurous, good. Solomon, good morning to you. To Mike to see death from Solomon. Good morning, Mike. Yep. Yeah, and I had heard that they made it a club sport because there were too many head injuries and they didn't want to make it a varsity sport. Like in the 80s or 70s or something like that. So I'm not smashing my forehead on the floor. All I'm doing is placing it so I can come out of the stretch without having to use my hands. But use your hands to guide yourself down into it. I just used my heels so I can pull myself into the stretch a little bit more. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Side view. I'll give you a side view so you can see what this is supposed to look like, yeah? My goggles got all foggy. So side view, squatting down, all right? Squatting down. Hands go behind the heels like so. Forehead goes to the floor. All right? And then that's how I come back out of it. All right. So now that we're there, let's go ahead and do some ankle stretches. So watch this one if you've got bad ankles. All right? I had ankle surgery many years ago. Feet shoulder width apart, right? Weight is on the sides of my foot. I'm going to squat down, but not all the way. I'm feeling the stretch in my ankle. All right? Feeling the stretch in my ankle and just holding that. Now, because it's not a muscle, right? We are stretching the joint, the ligaments, the tendons. We do not want to overstretch and injure ourselves. So yeah, in 2013, I was in Kenya and I injured myself. We were teaching combat sports, hand-to-hand combat to Kenyan Special Forces. And on a workout, I hurt myself, but I kept on going, In fact, as funny as it sounds, right? I actually beat the Kenyans on a sprint run. Yeah, I got short getaway sticks. All right. But the group I was working with, so not all Kenyans are fast. I'm fast. I was fast. All right. All right. So after that, let the blood flow go back in. But I came back to the US and I was like, hey doctor, we're gonna turn the toes inward like this, straight down stretch also. Okay. Keeping the knees pointed forward, but stretching. So I'm now getting a different angle of stretch for the ankle. I told the doctor I needed a steroid shot for my ankle. It hurts. He's like, well, before I give you a steroid shot, let me go ahead and do some x-rays and some scans on your ankle, see what's going on. He looked at my ankle and said, you've got torn ligament. I need to operate on you this week. And I was like, but I'm skydiving this weekend. And he's like, what? I was like, yeah, I just ran a 5K with body armor on in like 28 minutes. And I want to go skydiving this weekend. And he takes his clipboard and he throws it against the wall. He's mad. He's like, all you freaking guys just push yourselves and push yourself until you can't work anymore. And I have to go in there and fix you. What's wrong with you people? And I looked at him. I said, so can I get a steroid shot? And he's like, he picked up his clipboard. He's like, sure. I still need to do surgery on you next week after you jump. Okay. So did he do surgery on me the following week? No, I postponed it to the following month because I wanted do more. I was like, when I jump this weekend, can you give me an ankle brace? So he gave me this giant boot. It's actually sitting up there like a hard soft cast to jump in. And I was like, I'm not jumping that. So I jumped in a soft ankle brace. True story. So, all right, watch. You see what I did there? I took a half step forward, 1 foot length away, and I'm just putting my weight on that back ankle primarily. Can't really do it on the front ankle, but we'll get to that here in a second. So we're going to stretch the back ankle here. I'm actually only holding this for 30 seconds. And we're going to do the same thing. Point the toes inward, getting different angles of stretch for the ankle. All right, I'm going to pick up the iPad here in just a second. Outboard. So turn the toes out here. All right, boom, like this. Yeah. All right, let's catch up on the chat. Sorry about that, chat. Mike says, hey, Solomon, or CD says, hey, Solomon, USA Boxing Club. Good morning to you. Good morning, all. The struggles of glasses, them getting foggy. Yeah, right? Sounds like you know the struggle. All right, switch feet. Switch sides. So back ankle, left side. 1996 and 97. Yes, sir. That's me. Should be 98 also. I won the some award. Sound like doctor gave up. Yeah, right. Well, he didn't give up, because I kept on postponing it. And this was April. I finally got ankle surgery in October. And I just returned from deployment in March, April. Saw him. And yeah, I kept postponing it month to month to month to month. But yeah, once he performed the surgery, he's like, follow-up is tomorrow. All right, doc, see you tomorrow. Outboard, so the ankles point outboard now. Catch up on the chat again since I'm standing here. 98.2, all right, cool. Yeah, those injuries will catch up to you. Yeah, for sure. Debbie, good morning. Thanks for dropping in. First time for me to see you in my chat, I think. Debbie is the Debbiest of Debbies is here. Yes, you are. Thank you so much for dropping on in. Whew. I see Debbie in Scott's chat all the time. A great supporter. Okay, so those are the ankle stretches that I like to do. Next, we'll go into hamstrings. All right, hamstring stretch. All I'm doing is standing up tall, leaning forward, and I'm not leaning forward with a rounded back like this. All right, I'm folding myself. Right, maintaining the arch of my back, leaning forward as best as I can. Eventually, I'll have to round the back, but I can feel a different stretch when I do this movement versus just doing that. All right. So that's how I stretch my back. And I feel like I can get a deeper stretch by maintaining that the arch in my back like so. All right, let's see. Let's read that chat a little bit. Salve, hello. Salve, is Jonas here? Jonas, salve, good to see you. I missed that. Jonas is the only one I say salve to. The funny thing is, I have an employee that is Brazilian. His girlfriend is Spanish, so they they can both speak English, but Brazilian and Puerto Rican. All right, after here, we'll actually go and do a split stretch. So, if you are stretching with me, go ahead and put a W in the chat. If you're not stretching with me, that's okay. Go ahead and put an O in the chat. I don't know what O stands for. It's easier to see. I'm curious to know who is actually stretching and who's just watching and hanging out. And there's nothing wrong with either or, right? Stretch with me or chill with me. Oh, Mike is chilling. Nice. Thank you, Mike. W trying to at least. Heck yeah. Beast Moon, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Okay, come out of the stretch. Glasses fogged up again. All right, now we do our split stretch. I am going to use this bench to hold on to when I do this stretch because I can't get out of it. Speaking of getting stuck. I can't pull myself up out of a split. Will I ever be able to? If I work at it, I probably can. But I use this bench so I could hoist myself up and out of the said split. Holding it for pain level 7, breathing. We are on stretch number 25, by the way. And you know what? Not quite stretch 25 because I cut a few stretches in half, like the ankle mobility. I do exercises on the bed. Yeah, the bed is a good, stable, and cushy platform that you can perform your exercises on. You know, if you don't have an exercise mat and don't want to lay on the hard floor to do your stretching. Also, update, Jason, I have my first physical therapy session next Friday for my calf. Oh, that's so cool to hear. Cool, Bell. Good luck with that. All right, so watch how I get out of this. Whew. All right, now we do side bends. Good luck with that, Cool Bell. That's great to hear. You know, it's almost like, man, why couldn't they do it sooner, right? But at least you're getting it done. All right, that's the important thing. At least you're getting it done. All right. Let's see here. Bring the chat up here so I can see it better. So side bends, and then we go upper body stretching. Also, let's see here. Yeah, I do my exercises in bed too when I just wake up. But especially the neck exercises so I can lean my head over the side. You'll see me do that on the bench here. So I place my forearm in my hip so that it gives me stability. And I stretch, I let my head hang so I could stretch the neck and the trap a little bit. Actually, primarily the neck. And the lat. See that back wall there, that garage wall, that garage door? I'm gonna paint that white. It is yellow because the previous owner, he used to smoke in here. They used to smoke all over the house, so it stank. So we had to paint every single room. We had to replace all the carpet. My wife's garage next door, we actually had to paint it and we epoxied the floor because we could still smell the dog urine in the concrete. It's like, what the heck, man? Yeah. Bad dog owner, smoked in the house. So we had to rehab this house, you know. Let's see. Pause, let me read what Beast is saying here. My dad has seen news that gym people died by a heart attack, so he forced me to not go to the gym. Okay. Do you go to the gym or not? Or do you exercise from home like me? it's funny you mentioned that our fathers, right? Our fathers. My dad did not want me to wrestle in high school. He thought I was too small. He thought it was like WWF, right? And so sophomore year, I did not, or freshman year, I didn't wrestle. I got older, and I said, I want to wrestle, Dad. So I went to go wrestle. So I started wrestling later in my high school career. And for only wrestling for 3 years, I was pretty good. I wish I wrestled longer. And then I go to college. I was like, I want to join the boxing team, Dad. So he's like, no, you'll hurt yourself. Brain injury. Look at Muhammad Ali. And I was like, all right. So freshman year in college, I did not box. Again, sophomore year, I was like, all right, let's box. Grew up a little bit more. And I did it. All right, shoulder stretching. Point is, that's great that you listened to your parents, if you did listen to your parent. But if you do what you do, is my point. I do, but I never let him know about it. Shoulder stretch. So all I'm doing is bringing my shoulder across my chest, like so, right? For me, when I do these stretches, I'm really tight, yeah? And so I could feel when I release the stretch, right, and come out of it, I could feel the blood flow go back into that stretch muscle. So I take a little bit longer on these stretches to do, yeah? So let's see here. Dad got me into the gym as soon as he can so I could follow his footsteps to be an elite athlete. Yes. Heck yeah. And you know what? That's what I did for my son also. Cool Bell. That's what I did for my son also. You saw him walk out the door, the tall guy, right? Now, he didn't start wrestling until his freshman year in high school, but I had him doing Taekwondo, indoor skydiving. He won a national championship in indoor skydiving. When he was small, it's like he learned Taekwondo, which was a great basis for other sports because he learned how to do movements. He had a good base, good stance. And so when he was learning how to do indoor skydiving from a sports perspective, the instructor would say, do this, do that, do this, do that. He would do it. And they were surprised, like, wow, that's like the only kid that I've seen do that. And he was young. He was like, half his age actually back then. So once he decided that he wanted to, join the wrestling team, I was like, all right, let's do this. I bought wrestling mats and I said, I'm going to teach you how to wrestle so that you can at least make the team. So when tryouts came around, he made the team as a freshman who's never wrestled before, And they're like, who taught you how to wrestle? It's like, my dad taught me how to wrestle. They're like, really? So they invited me to join the coaching staff, while he was there, which was pretty cool. But no, yeah, I used to be an elite athlete. I have the mindset of an elite athlete. My body is not that of an elite athlete today. Sure, I could do a bunch of pull-ups, but I'm not benching heavy like I used to. I'm not running a 6-minute mile. I'm good at I'm good at. But yeah, many years ago, I used to be an elite athlete. In fact, there's a YouTube video of me out there where I won the U.S. Navy, the Navy Diver Challenge. I think if you go to, it's a pretty cool video actually. If you just do a YouTube search, maybe Jason Lavarius, Navy Diver Challenge, I think is what it's called. You could watch that video if you're interested. But it was pull-ups, I think 8-count bodybuilders, I think air squats, I don't remember. And then we had to answer some question. But yeah. But okay, let's see what Cool Bell said. Yeah, Dad got me into boxing at 10 years old and did that for about 5 to 6 years. And now doing Taekwondo. Nice. Boxing is a very good sport. Taekwondo is a very good sport. So you got your hand fighting with your boxing, and then you got your leg fighting, right, with your Taekwondo. So you're getting the best of both worlds, I think. And then if you get into wrestling, right, there's some pretty badass women that are wrestling these days. It's like, damn, dude, they're pretty badass. What sport is that called? Pankration, which is effectively MMA, punching and wrestling and kicking, right? The whole thing, the whole shebang. But all right, shoulder stretch. Let's do it.
arm across the body. My eyesight is not as good as it used to be. I used to have 10/20 vision. Like, I could read the chat from here. I used to be able to. I could barely see it and make out the words because I know what the shapes of the words look like, but I cannot read it clearly. So, we're going to be switching sides in just a moment. Next Friday, I'm excited for you, Cool Bell. Did they give you an approximate time frame on how long recovery to full duty will take, or full activity will take upon completion or upon start of physical therapy? So physical therapy, did they say, hey, you've got, and it was a calf strain, maybe 4 weeks of physical therapy? They're probably going to do a lot of icing. I'm making assumptions here based on when I've strained muscles and had to go to the trainer's office. They would always just tell us to ice. They never gave us a time frame. It was like, yeah, when you feel better, go back to full duty. Full duty. Let's see here. Was going to do MMA, but didn't think I was ready for that. So I did something I thought would be more easy and probably beneficial. And you know what? While MMA is great, unless you're going to I believe, unless you're going to pursue it as a career, I don't even want to do it for fun. It's brutal. You can get hurt. And there's something about, self-preservation, because imagine, I've got enough head injuries where I cannot box anymore. It's out of the cards for me. The doctor told me, no more head trauma sports. And the funny thing is, I perform a job that requires me to wear a helmet, a crash-rated helmet. But since my injury, since Afghanistan, I've had a few, situations where I've rung my bell. And you'll eventually start to look ugly with all the cuts and bruising on the face. And if you got a pretty face already, you got to protect that face. This is the moneymaker, chat, right? This is the moneymaker. This is what's going to get you your jobs. And if you're busted up looking from fighting, maybe that's why they made us wear headgear in collegiate boxing, so we could still look good, right? I kid, but yeah, boxing can be, is brutal, taking a lot of head trauma, and who knows what can happen. Wrestling is a pretty controlled sport, but my son tore his MCL at conference. He was going to win states his senior year in college, but no. He tore his MCL, so he was out, and we got the PRP, the platelet-rich plasma injections in his knee, because the MCL has a blood supply, so no surgery was required. But yeah, his opponent tore his MCL. I was like, that's, because I think he knew he was going to lose to him. So he did what he needed to do to injure him. And he finished the match, but in pain. But yeah, he was out for the rest of his wrestling season. Oh. What's next? Pec stretch. Pause the timer for a second here so you can see what I'm doing. You do a pec stretch. Let me read the chat. Let's see. They say about 5 to 6 weeks because it started out as a strain, but went to a tear. Oh man, so it did tear. Going to take longer for recovery. Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's with physical therapy sessions every second day. And yes, lots of ice. Yes, ice is good. I like icing. I like icing. All right. Stretching out the pec here. And that's the key when you stretch. No more than pain level 7. And you know, there are different trains of thoughts. You know, this is what I do. This is what's worked for me. I'm pretty happy with the results that I've, experienced when I stretch. And yeah, I started this whole stretch routine and I actually got away from it and health and physical fitness and exercise maybe about 5 years ago. So I've not really worked out hard, since then. My body's just deteriorated. And I regret taking that long of a break from the gym. And the funny thing is, I took for granted my natural strength. I was always able to do 20 pull-ups. I could jump on a bar without working out and do 20 pull-ups. But then when I got sick, I could do 0 pull-ups. I could only do 10 push-ups. But through work, through training, taking it slow and easy, listening to my body. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I was able to get back into, a pretty good position where I'm at now with my fitness. Position of, go to this side here, of strength. I still need to work on my endurance. Even though I have a rowing machine here, I don't like running. All right. But I will run. Yeah. A few times that I run, I'm at again, 50 plus years old guy, right? I am in my 50s. I ran with body armor on a mile in 9 minutes and I think it was 26 seconds. I wrote it down someplace. My son ran it in 7 minutes and 23 seconds. Yeah, my son, let's see here. His sports in college are rugby. He does rugby, and he actually did the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu club for a couple years, and I think he said he's going to take a break from. He's not going to do Jiu-Jitsu this year. He didn't like the joint manipulation, and I get that 100%. I tried to do Jiu-Jitsu, and I didn't like it at all. I didn't like being choked at all. So it's like, well, don't get yourself into that position. Well, that's going to happen. And you got to learn how to deal with it when that happens, yeah? I didn't like it, so I'm simply not going to do it so I don't get choked out, or so I don't get choked. Put your, All right, this stretch now, like this. Press the timer. Ice is nice. Yes, it is. Yeah, I'm a fan of ice and icing. My wife's like, keep that away from me. Okay. Decrease swelling. What you do, why does it feel good when you ice? Because when you ice, again, you are slowing the blood flow to that iced muscle. When you warm it, you are now warming it with, and if you breathe nice and deep, you are rewarming it with oxygenated blood. I read a study, and check it out. Statistics are 83% of all statistics are made up on the spot. See what I did there? I just made that up. But what's up with statistics, yeah? I read a study that when you breathe through your nose and out of your mouth, your lungs will absorb the oxygen. The absorption rate is 25% higher versus breathing through your mouth. Another one said 10 to 15% if you breathe through your mouth, or if you breathe through your nose and out of your mouth. Which is it? All right, let's just call it 17.5%. Right? Ice baths after training. Yes. Yes, 100% agree. Cool, Bell. All right, we're going to do the neck stretching now. Neck stretch. All right, so if you don't have a bench, you could do this on the side of your couch. You could do this on the side, get a few chairs to lay on and then just hang your head over. If you don't feel anything, press like this. Can you see me? Yeah, you can. And we're just gonna rotate around like a rotisserie chicken or a rotisserie, stretching the neck out. You'll find that there's a difference between putting your arms out here, right, versus here. Find what works best for you. Yeah, so the plan for the rest of the day after we stretch, I'm gonna eat, shower up, eat, get ready for the day. Gotta take stuff to the Salvation Army, and then after I go to the Salvation Army, my wife wants to go shopping to IKEA for furniture. We are redoing the house and doing some interior designing. Side, neck. We're having a guy come in to paint the entire interior of the house a different color. A refresh. We've been here for 10 years, so she's ready for some changes in the house. New furniture. We're going to redo the kitchen next year probably. We just had new windows installed last year. We're getting new front door, back door. I wanted a red door for my garage, but she said no. You could see that from the street. It looks garish. It'll look dope. I wanted to make it fire engine red. She said no. All right, switch the sides. Rotating over. Love the neck exercise. Oh yeah, me too. This is really good, especially after the neck exercises that I did yesterday. Remember yesterday? We did up and down and side to side. So for me, I need to actually hold here. I'm not pulling in, I'm pulling straight down. So out and down. So I can really get it. I could actually feel it in my upper back as well. Rotating around. Who's that? Baz? You changed your name again? What's up, bro? Wreck It Baz? Baz is always changing his YouTube name. What is it? Every 3 months you could change your YouTube name, Baz? Good to see you, Wreck It Baz. I like that. That's funny. What you reckon there, Baz? What do you reckon today? When I first met Baz, I think it was Baz the Impaler or Baz the Destroyer. So we are stretching this morning, getting ready for the day. I've decided to invite YouTube into my garage gym and exercise with me. Today is not a full exercise day, it's a stretch day, but stretching is exercise. It is part of fitness. Yeah, I'm gonna paint those panels that are yellow back there. All that's gonna turn white. My son said to me, "You said you were gonna do that years ago, Dad." I was like, "I know.
because I have to do it in the summer so it dries better. All right, now we do stretching exercises of the neck. Let me show you. I'm not gonna do it on the bench this time because the bench doesn't give me as good of a stretch compared to when I do it on the floor. So here's the mat, right? All I'm doing is laying down with my ear on the side like this, right? This one you can't do in the bed. The bed's too cushy. You need to do it on the floor. Do it on your yoga mat. If you're like, I don't feel a stretch, maybe take and let's see here, like an ab mat here or something skinny. Inside the house, I actually, right here, see this? It's crooked, right? I cut a section off of it there so that I could actually get a better twist. 1/4 inch, right, of a twist in my neck. I could do it with this, here like this. And can you see it when I do that? Can you see me? All I'm doing is twisting it around so that I can get a twist in the neck. Yeah? That is the stretch. That's the stretch. Let's see here. I changed my name because I can't get the character unlocked in Dreamlight Valley. Nice, Baz. Baz the Destroyer, that's right. Jason listening to the worms talking. What? Imran, good to see you. It's still here. Cool Bell says lol. Unpause. Okay, let's do this stretch, chat. So all I'm doing is rotating my head around and laying on my ear, trying to get more stretch in the twist of the neck. Adjust yourself best you can. Yeah, so I'm all squishy face right now. Because this thing is too aggressive with a twist. All right, switch sides. I'm curious to know, do you guys like this, I guess, format, the vertical format, or would you want to see it on a horizontal view? Come on, Drulin. Let me know in the chat, what do you think? Or would you like to see both? Maybe that's what we need to do, horizontal and, so it would be 2 different live streams going at the same time. Something I've been thinking about. Because I could set something like that up on my laptop. So I am streaming from my cell phone right now. But I could bring my laptop in here with the whole live streaming suite set up. Which I'll do for you guys if you're interested. Again, there is an interest in watching me stretch and do my exercises because we were talking about fitness while I was playing Fortnite. Can you even understand what I'm saying? I'm all squishy face talking to you. All right, forearm stretching. Check it out. So I do this with my hands, right? Turn it over and lean forward and just sit back. Let's see here. I want hexagonal, you freaking weirdo, Baz. All right, Baz, if you want a hex, you better be here every day because that takes effort to create a hexagonal, what do you call it? View. Baz. Baz is Joker. Every day, vertical and horizontal is fine. All right. I'd say both depending on what you're doing. Yes, for sure. All right, let me put some thought into that and figure it out, because there are some other live streams that I need to do in addition to this. It's like, man, I need to have another computer in here, but being that it's not climate controlled, that could be bad for the electronic equipment. But then again, I've got a whole bunch of electronic equipment in here also. I got a TV, I got my tool batteries, so it can't be that bad. All right, make a fist, rotate it down, and we're gonna go backwards with this here to stretch out the forearms. Hexagonal. Baz had to be the nerd. I appreciate you, Baz. I know. Got Cool Bell thinking about that. How would you do a hexagonal? This is now that's how we get into nerdy computer stuff, right? I'd have to create a shape, do some alpha setting, and then set it up. I have to use OBS to do that and basically make my window. It'll still be vertical or horizontal, but the shape will be a hexagon. But that's an idea. And out. All right, now we do stretching of the thumbs and fingertips, and then we'll be finished. So I'm not exactly gonna hold this each stretch for 10 minutes or for 1 minute. Too late for thinking, right? Yeah, it is too late for thinking. Now, so depending on the type of person that that you are, right? Like I'm a morning person. I wake up, and I'm ready to go for the day. Some people are not like that. My wife is not like that. She's a night owl. I mean, she'll stay up until 4 a.m. knitting. Yeah, that's her new hobby, and just hanging out and doing a thing. I got it brain going for you guys. I got it in the brain going for you guys. Yeah, no kidding, Baz. Thanks a lot. But for me, the best time to do math, for example, is in the morning. For me to do some critical thinking is the morning. For me to make solid decisions is the morning. The best time for me to go to the dentist for dental cleaning is the afternoon. No brain thought required, right? That's when I'm in what's called the trough. So when I wake up, I'm effectively in the peak part of my day. There's 3 phases that our bodies go through, and that peak, recovery from being highly active. Peak, trough, recovery. And sometimes the peak starts in the evening, and then you go into trough, and then recovery. Recovery would be like around dinner time. So and when you could start to recharge, So look that up. What's the difference between peak, trough, recovery? Phases of the day. And that's when you should do the activities. Like you said you were doing your assignment, right? It sounds like you're a night owl because it's evening for you, right? 1 a.m. I think you said? You're a night owl, right? And if doing your assignments at night is the best time of the day for you to do your assignments because you're thinking better, that's when you should do them. Or is it actually you simply happen to be awake, just trying to get it done? Are you actually a morning person, Cool Bell? And you would actually perform better if you did those assignments in the morning. 11:51 p.m. So almost midnight. What time is it for me? 8:51. Okay, cool. So you're 12 hours ahead. 11 hours ahead of me. All right. So that's it. We're done stretching for this morning, chat. What are your questions? I'm happy to chat some more. My wife's not awake. Like I said, night person, right? So she is not up. This is still early for her. 9 is usually when I stop thinking. Okay. 9 o'clock p.m. So what should you do at 9 p.m.? You can go to sleep, right? And it depends on the person, It depends on what your lifestyle, what other things you've got going on in your life, and such. And that's why stretching is important, right? So we're talking about stretching for physical flexibility. But what this does, at least for me, maybe it does this for you also, is it also allows my mind to become flexible. Right? And why is that important? Why is mental flexibility important? And how does physical flexibility make mental flexibility better? Well, number one, stretching for me releases all the endorphins. It allows me to feel flexible, feel accomplished because I got something done. And when I feel like I've got something done, I feel good about myself, right? Versus if I don't do that, and if I'm just sitting around just like not feeling accomplished or doing anything, it then leads to that cycle of, oh man, I should need to do that. I need to do that. I mean, I've got tons of things I need to do. And if I can't do something, guess what happens? Start to feel, sorry for yourself. Now, I don't really feel sorry for myself, but I don't feel accomplished, and that gets into the psyche, right? I do exercise and training usually. Good. In the evening, all right, good. Good morning from Missouri, says best brother. Have a blessed year, and may God watch over you, your family, and friends thank you for your service. Oh, thank you for saying so there, best brother. I appreciate you. Reason why I like joining these lives. And I really enjoy you being here and participating in the conversation. This has been, your presence here has been very positive. Cool bell. I almost said cool beans. So, all right, physical flexibility, mental flexibility. Mental flexibility meaning I guess there's 3 points to it. It allows you to be open to different ideas, right? It allows you to be open to, from a relationship perspective, open to, and not in a romantic way, but just relationships with people, being open to their ideas and what they've got going on, if that makes sense. Yeah, Easy Home Cooking, great to see you. Thanks for dropping in. So that's why it's important to maintain both physical and mental flexibility. Does that make sense? There's a whole bunch of other chemical reactions that's occurring inside the body and in the mind that occur. I'm not the expert on that stuff, but they occur. And so it's why it's important though for us to do that, So, yeah. How long have you been live streaming for? I can't see it. An hour and a half. All right, that's cool. I want to do something more, but I don't want to see, it's like the mind saying, hey, let's do more. But I also know that I shouldn't do more. Yes, today's a rest day for this guy. Again, recovery time is different for me as an older person. I'm in my 50s. I don't want to push myself where I exercise and I'm so sore that I can't work out the next day also. Like tomorrow morning might be, or maybe tomorrow after, or maybe I'll do a workout this afternoon with my son. We like to work out together sometimes. But actually, he's got morning shift again tomorrow, and I'll be doing stuff with my wife today. But yeah, since not really able to train or do a lot of stretching, I like the talking and chatting. Yeah, no, for sure, Cool Bell. And once you get back into it, I hope to see you, often or as often as you can if you're not training. You know what I mean? If it's a rest day, because I also don't want to, I want you to be here, but I also want you to get out there and stretch and exercise and do your thing, right? Also learning how other people do exercise. Yeah, no, for sure. Being open-minded about it, because sometimes I've heard people say, you shouldn't do that stretch. Well, why not? I've heard somebody tell me this years ago, this is bad for you. This movement here, watch my knee, right? To go over the toe. This is bad for you. We do this in wrestling all the time when we take a shot. So how is knee over the toe bad for you? Right? It's bad for you if you do that and you're not flexible and can't go that far. Right? So maybe you ought to train the body to be able to flex and move that way. So that, to train the body so that you could do a split. That's as far as I can go. I remember in Taekwondo, we used to do that stretch split and then we would do massage like this. Is this good to massage? Yeah, I think so. right? We would massage and then lean forward. You know, I'm sure you do that, cool bell, when you do Taekwondo. Doing the same exercises a particular way gets boring. Boring, yeah, no, for sure, for sure. And I watch YouTube videos, I watch Facebook videos and reels of other people. Oh, that's a really good one also to do, you know. I mean, for example, I got this Zercher pad so I could do Zercher squats, demonstrate. So basically, this is a Zercher pad, all right? Do you need this to do a Zercher, you know, squat? Basically, a hook, a barbell goes inside. This here, and I'll basically just squat down like this, yeah? So that the weight is in front, as opposed to doing a back squat, yeah? Now check this out, if you can't get down this low, right? Work towards that, that's another, you know, mobility thing. Yeah, all right, let's see here, what's Hulba saying? Okay, Supra's here, good to see you, Alaskan Supra. Yeah, and you know, I was like, this is pretty cool. I don't use it a lot. Zercher pad by Abmat, made in the USA. No, it's reverse. Here, let me switch the camera angle so you can see it better. Zercher pad. Yeah. But yeah, I'm all about nifty tools. Y'all are up in my face. So, yeah, I got a lot of things here. It's like, ooh, I want to try that. You know, I want to try that. But we'll chat for a few more minutes before I get ready for my day. What else you guys got? What other questions do y'all have for me? Because like I said, today is primarily a stretch day. You know, I worked out yesterday, and yesterday was a light workout. You saw me. It wasn't that intense. I was sweating. It was not that intense. It was a good workout still. Good to see you, Alaskan Supra. Solomon's still here. Good to see you, Solomon. Thank you for much being here. There. Put that over there. Clean up. Put your toys away when you're done playing with them, chat. We learned this when we were kids. Clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody do your share. Alright, I'll put these over here off to the side. Yeah. All right. You know what I want to do also? I actually want to roll out my back a little bit. My phone rolls inside the house. But check out these tools. If you don't have one of these are actually pretty good also. The song is amazing, Jason. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. We used to sing that, you know, when it was time to clean up our toys, you know, with my son. Clean up, everybody, everywhere. Clean up, everybody do your share. All right, so this is a massage ball. I also have this Mayo Lance, all right, which I can adjust. Twist, all right. And before I bought one of these, I actually made one of these. Yeah, this bean, I think it's called a bean. These are 2 tennis balls taped together. Why do I have this? Why did I make this? Right? Why did I make this, chat? Because I wanted to do this. I wanted to roll out on it. Basically, I put this in between my spine, or in between my spine. This is effectively gets the musculature. The spine goes this way, and this hits the muscles here. You know. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate you. Appreciate that. Let's see. What did what's best brother saying here? Put the glasses on before I demonstrate this tool. I meditate every single morning and night before I go to bed, and every single day I work out. I used to weigh 541, and now I weigh 200 pounds. Well done, best brother. Well done. Heck yeah. Congratulations. What an accomplishment. That's huge. Very happy to hear that. Very happy to hear that. All right, so basically I just take this here like this, put that in the small of my back, and I'll lay on it like this. And I'll massage my back with this thing on the floor. And it's very good. The tennis ball is also very forgiving compared to this thing, that hard piece of plastic, that hard rubber. It's not as forgiving as a tennis ball. But the tennis ball has the right amount of give and pressure at the same time to not be so painful and make it. So when I do this, right, for me, I'll just let it sit in that really tight area and I'll lay on it. Now, we talked about, all right, chat, quiz time. What is the maximum level of pain to stretch to? And when you breathe, what should you stretch to? So you go from that number to another number, and then you go back up to what number? Put those 3 numbers in the chat. Let's see. Let's see if you remember. I know Cool Bell knows the answer. That is amazing, best brother. That is amazing. What is that number? 7. Then you go down to 6. Yes. Then up to 7. Excellent, Cool Bell. Cool Bell's taking notes. Heck yeah. So now, pressing's different. Pressing, what am I talking about? Okay, so let's come out and stretch for a second. Pressing is different. So on a stretched muscle, if you have a partner, if you don't, then just on the muscle, you press until a pain level of 8. That further decreases the blood flow to that affected muscle. And so when you breathe in, breathe out, you superoxygenate the blood. Once you release tension, right, it's helping stretch the muscle without actually stretching the muscle. Right? You're now compressing that stretched muscle in order to allow more blood flow to go back into it faster. If there's a knot on that particular spot, press to a pain level of 8 and hold it, breathe through it. It will subside from an 8 to a 6. Then when you go to a 6, have your partner or press on that muscle again till a level 8. 8 to 6, 8 to 6, 8 to 6. So stretching is 7 to 6. Pressing, massage is 8 to 6. That's what I do. Yes, I do have a notepad with tips and exercises so I can start up on a good note when training and stretching again. Heck yeah. I'm not surprised to hear you say that though, Cool Bell. I'm not surprised. All right, so I'm going to go, and when I use this on my spine, right, I could start here with my neck, right, and just lay here, press until it's a level 8, breathe. When it drops down to a 6, which it will after a few seconds, a few breaths, I'll try to press to a level 8 again. And if it doesn't get there, then that's okay. I'll move on to the next one. The maximum amount of time, now we didn't talk about this. I've only been stretching for a minute per stretch, right? You've not seen me go 2 minutes. That's a really long stretch session. No more than 2 minutes on a stretch, right? Why? What are we cutting off when we stretch? Blood flow. How long do they say that the brain cell starts to die, all right, when you hold your breath. The last thing we want to do is cause damage by stretching too long. Does that make sense? So yeah, while stretching long, right, and deep is good, too long, now we've overdone it, right? Moderation. We've overdone it. So no more than 2 minutes. Hold a stretch. Nourish the muscles with blood. That's the key. All right, we're going to go ahead and do this for a little bit. Upper back. Actually, we're gonna go middle back now, and go. Now you could roll on it if you want to roll. All right, I have to hold my t-shirt down so it doesn't move. Let's get rid of the glasses. But this is a lot more forgiving than that hard rubber ball. So I can go to a pain level of 8, down to a 6, and then there it starts to relax. There, I can get my butt on the ground in this position here. Before, did you notice? I started out with my butt high, and then breathe. And don't roll on it, just press. Relax into the stretch, into the press, and then move when you're ready to move and change positions. All right, so I want to stretch the bottom of the top of my butt top here. So right now, I don't feel pain level 8. It's like a 6. If I raise up here like this, no, that doesn't change anything. So I've got good, I've got a good muscle there. Let's go here. Okay, that's it. Right there. So right where it's at right now, number one, it's on my waistband. So I've got to move my waistband. I'm not taking my shorts off, but just moving the waistband down a little bit. So it's just my underwear, and move my t-shirt out of the way as well. And I'm gonna sit back on this. Let's see here. Okay, cool bell. Let's see here. That's why breathing is the biggest thing with everything. Yes, breathing is life. I said flexibility is life, so is breathing. More important, right? Than just as important, especially powerlifting or heavy weights or repping. Yeah, agree. If you don't get enough oxygen to the brain, you can pass out. And if heavy exposure to not breathing, you can do long-term damage. Exactly. One can get hypoxic. When we would swim, right? A drill that we would do is you would, breathe every odd stroke so that you get, you breathe on both sides, right? You breathe on both sides. So breathing is important for sure. All right, let's continue on with this movement here. This will go here, move my t-shirt out of the way so I can get a better press on the top of my butt top there. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, if your waistband is in the way, just move it. That's a 7. I want to get it to an 8, a little bit deeper in the stretch. And you know what? This tennis ball might have too much give. So right where I'm sitting, I might need to use the hard plastic, the peanut. So we're going to try that. Yeah, and that's the last thing we want to do is long-term damage. Yeah, that's better. That's an 8 for sure. So breathe through it. And I'll say this again. I didn't say it yet today, but your pain level 7, your pain level 8 may be different than my pain level 7 or 8, right? Your pain level 8 may occur when you press for, let's say, 1 inch, where my pain level 8 may only occur when you press on that muscle for half an inch. Yeah? Or Australia, 2.54 centimeters, right? Versus me, if you press for 1.27 centimeters, I was doing math, 1.27 centimeters, I might feel at pain level 8. Cool bell. Press on that same muscle, we might be able to go 2.54 centimeters, and then you'll feel the 8. You know, subjective is my point. All right, so we're gonna roll down, lower back, find that tight spot. All right, let's see here. Kind of a nerd with that. It's been drilled into me by my dad because of training and for many things my whole life. No, that's awesome. I'm very happy to hear that. You sound like a very well raised and prepared person. And that's awesome to hear. In fact, I gotta switch microphones here in a minute. If we lose microphone, tell me, hey, no audio. As soon as you hear the audio cut out. Because we're on red right now on this microphone. And it's about to die. It should buzz when it dies. And then I'll switch microphones. All right, we just went to a level 6 on this particular muscle, so we're gonna go to 8 on another muscle, same area. Breathe. So in 2016, I went to this course called the Honor Foundation, and the Honor Foundation was designed as a course to help people transition from the military into the civilian sector, and not just ordinary people. Navy SEALs. Now, because what do we do in the SEAL teams? We had a very specific job. We trained for a pretty specific job, a very intense job. And how can we translate those skills into the civilian sector? Not many jobs that can do that, you know? I mean, being a police officer, is that the right place to apply those skills, you know? Being a contractor, or is it business, right? And the idea is to learn how to transition. Now, I've already been out of the Navy for 2 years. I got out twice. I'll tell you about that another time. And I've had a civilian job for my second civilian job 2 times. The first civilian job I had was being a financial advisor, and the second one is being the general manager for an indoor skydiving center. But I wanted to give back to the SEAL community, the guys that were transitioning, because I've made a successful transition from that type of work into the civilian sector twice. I wanted to give back. So this course, I was like, what a great way for me to do that. I could possibly be a mentor there, you know, for my peers that were making that transition also. All right. So I signed up for the course, and because the best way to do that, to me, to be a mentor, is to go through what they went through, course-wise. Well, one course in the course, one module in the course was called Start With Why. It's actually a book written by Simon Sinek, Start With Why. If you like to read, check this book out. But Start With Why is, designed to help a person figure out what their purpose in life is. What is their why? And so the way we did this, right, because we all, this is my why, this is my why. The proctor told the instructor had us tell stories in our group. There was about, we'll say there was 40 people in our class. He broke us up into 10 different groups of 4 people. And in our 4-person group, we told each other stories of what made us feel good about ourselves in different points in our life. And when we were children, high school, if anything, college, in the teams. So we told stories, about events that made us feel good, events in our life that we felt helped shape us. And so I told a few stories, and I'll tell you those stories another time. But my teammates, my group mates, my cohort, they said, your why is this. And through some clever wordsmithing also, right? The proctor helped us, of course, because we're team guys. We're not that intellectual. Okay, there's the level 8 right there, chat. Just breathing through that. So, my why is, and the why statement starts with a to, and ends with so that. So my why is to shape the lives of young people so that they're prepared for life as contributing members to society. That's what I discovered my why to be. I went home that night and I was thinking about quitting my job at iFly Virginia Beach. I did not think I was fulfilling my why there. So at the next session when we gathered, okay, down to a 6. Let's go to another muscle. Oh my gosh. Breathe. 1 second, chat. I know you guys are chatting away. Let me finish the story. I almost quit my job. I told the proctor, and he's like, that's exactly the type of reaction and response that you should have when you discover your why. Now, he told me, don't go quit your job now because you'll be an unemployed poet, because it does sound really nice. But what job will provide you that ability to shape the lives of young people so that they are prepared for life as contributing members to society? He asked me, how many people work at iFly with you? I said, 30 plus. He said, how many of them are younger? I said, everyone except for Bob, who's a decade older than me. My boss, the CEO of the company. He's in his 60s. I'm in my 50s now. And he said, do you think that you could have a positive impact on the people on your team? They're all younger than you. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be younger people. I've discovered that, people older than me can benefit from me talking. People my age can benefit from me being a talking head. Okay, moving along, stretching still or pressing still. Okay, so I stayed there and I've been there since 2016. So I've had this job for the last 12 years and I am on a daily basis able to shape the lives of young people so that they are prepared for life as contributing members to society. I'm a flight instructor, right? I'm a STEM educator. I am the general manager for my teammates. I'm a positive influence there. And the job also gives me the ability to go out and do philanthropic things and volunteer. So yes, it's been a great job, a blessing. Oh yeah, now I'm rolling it. Okay, and we're done with that. Whew. That's refreshing, I'll tell you what. That was really good. Let's catch up with the chat. All right, let's see here. What did I miss? Did I miss anything? Chat. Put the glasses on. All right, laugh out loud. I'm gonna trust you on that math. I ain't figuring that out. 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. I did. Every day it charges. Here, let me show you my microphone setup. This is the DJI wireless microphone kit, right? It comes with the receiver, which is blank right here, and this is this microphone here. And it comes with a secondary microphone. So I can do this. Check it out. We're going to switch microphones right now. So it's red. Can you see that it's red? Yeah, red. This one's green. I'm going to put that inside. And that'll start to charge there. And then, good morning, honey. And then this microphone will come out here. Let me say hello to my wife. 1 second, chat. Good morning, honey.
Good morning. What you doing?
Live streaming and stretching. Stretching and live streaming.
Did
Just
you
finished.
work out?
I'm not working out today. I'm just stretching.
Wow. Okay.
Yesterday.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sounds sad. Oh, sorry.
Want to say hi to chat?
No.
My beautiful wife, chat.
Hi, Jack.
You're cute.
Made coffee, did the dishes. We'll
Okay.
Do a Bible study, work out, and then we'll go.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
Love you.
Love you too. Awesome. All right. Cool. Catching up with chat. So now we've got a green microphone. And this is also a charging case. So right now, Let's see what the charge is at. So the case itself, right? You can see it has 2 lights on it, right? This can actually go to 4 lights. So the charging case is only half full, right? So right now, the units are charging, and this thing charges both microphones and the receiver, which is this thing right here. That's the receiver for it. And which tells me the battery life and the gain. So when I get it too close to my mouth, I think it does not peak. Even if I get it this close to my mouth, it doesn't really peak. It keeps it at a normal level, I think. That's the idea anyhow. So those mics should generally last more than 2 hours of battery life without getting really low on battery. I think it's because they're pretty old. I got them a couple years ago. Maybe the newer technology microphones are 2 hours, which is great. But yeah, it's charging now. And I've got at least, how long have we been live for? 2 hours. So I changed it out at 2 hours. So hour 56 is when I turned it on. So yes. No pain, no gain. You know that. Hi, Jason's wife. Thank you very much. She rolled out already. She rolled out already. But she said she's going to go do Bible study, workout, shower, and then we'll go. We'll go on with our day. I might actually go into the sewing machine and fix the free flight suits that are within my skill level to do. Who knows how to sew here? Yes, I can sew. I mend and fix and tailor and make all kinds of stuff. In fact, my son wants me to make him a drag. It's called a drag sled. Put weights on it, and it's primarily all cloth. I saw a few designs online, and it's like they're expensive, $100-something. It's like, I can make that with material that we have here at home. Say, all right, cool, Dad, do it. I say, all right, I'll do it. So maybe that's the project today while I wait for my wife to get ready to go out. But yeah, this is the Bean. No, Myolance is what it's called, by Ronin Fitness. I've got this hard ball here for, actually, I need to do that on my buttock. I've been wanting to do this because whenever I rotate my foot in like this, I can feel a deficiency in my glute. And I've not been able to get it stretched, and I keep forgetting to do this, but I'm remembering now to do this, to basically sit on the ball. So I'm stretching the muscle. I'm going to sit on that ball. Pain level, oh my God, 8. To try to loosen up that muscle, it's very tight. I'm not, and the problem with the ball is that I'm rotating around. I don't want to rotate. I want to stay still. You know, and that's why having a partner's thumbs to actually press on that affected muscle is better. But I don't have a partner to do that pressing for me. And my wife's thumbs are strong. She massages me all the time, but they're not strong enough, I don't think, to press through my buttock. I got a big butt. And I cannot lie. So the muscle is stretched right now. I'm pressing on it, pain level 8, and I'm trying to hold still so it doesn't roll. Oh, you know what I could do? Check it out. Check it out. I got an idea. Check it out. Check out this plate. It's got a hole in it, right? That's not moving. It's sliding. So this is too slippy, but what if I did it on this thing? So it's not so slidey. And just, oh yeah, dude. That's not moving at all. That's a good idea. All right. That's better. So now it's just finding the spot. There it is. I found it, but I can't. I gotta balance myself. Good idea. Thanks, Cool Bell. Happy Saturday, bro. Peace. Alberto, thank you for being here. Caballero. Alberto Caballero. So I want it to roll until I don't want it to roll. Breathe. There it is. Good. All right, relax. Laugh out loud Sunday now. Oh wow. Lol. Whew. I saw a few stars there. Like, wow. So I went to a higher than a pain level 8 just then. All right, let's try it again. Okay. Trying a different angle. I should bring the chat closer to me so I can actually read it. It's Sunday for you now? Did it just turn Sunday? Yeah, 10:29. So what is it? 12:29 for you? Okay, there, and yeah. So now there's only two factors that's causing me to move. That's my body, or one factor, as opposed to my body and the ball. Because the ball's not moving, that's for sure. So weird when you hit your body's threshold. Yes, right? It is weird. $12:29 a.m. And if I recall, you're in Queensland, right? You call it Queensland or Queensland? QLD, right? I think you wrote one time. I think my friend Tim, Jackson's Gaming, is in Queensland. Oh, NSW. NSW. What does NSW stand for? New South Wales? What's NSW? North. I think Tim is in QLD. Okay. NSW. Naval Special Warfare. New South Wales. Okay. I've met so many people from Australia. I'm gonna learn more about your country. I'm sorry that I don't know a lot about it. So, with New South Wales, Queensland, and I don't know the other ones. Those are those? Do you call them states or provinces? In America, we call them states. Oh my gosh. You know what we're gonna do next? We're gonna hang on the pull-up bar. I want to stretch out the back a little bit more. Okay. We're gonna hang on this pull-up bar here. Hanging's good. Hanging on, not the fat one. We're gonna use the skinny bar. Hanging's good. And just hang. We're not gonna actually pull. Okay, that felt good. Fix it right here real quick. See a little bit of a air gap. I don't want that air gap there. Whew, all right. What do you think, chat? I think it's a good time for us to go ahead and say and cut it. Let me read the chat here. Pick this up. New South Wales states. Okay, you call them states also. Okay. New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria. WA is WA, NA, and TAS. TAS is Tasmania, correct? WA is it Wales? No. It would be an NA. North Australia.
I'm doing this. There you go, Cool Bell. You've been a positive influence in the chat. And as a result of that, if you don't mind, that way you can connect to other people in the chat, number one. And when you see people being naughty, go ahead and silence them. Western Australia, North Australia. Okay. Very cool. I assumed right. I mean, I've looked at the map, maybe 3 times, I've never been there before. If I were there, I probably would have learned it better. And there's only, how many states total? 5 states? NSW, QLD, Victoria, Western Australia, Northern Australia, North Australia, and Tasmania. 6 states. That's easy to remember. Yeah. There's so many different provinces in Afghanistan and Kenya when I deployed there. I don't remember anything about Spain, even though I was deployed there, or Germany. All right. Thank you, Jason. Really appreciate it. Love your lives. I appreciate you being here, Cool Bell. Thank you very much. Debbie got dropping trophies. All right, chat. We're gonna go ahead and call it for today. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I am going to go get cleaned up, and then I think I'm gonna eat some breakfast. I'll probably do some sewing on the sewing machine, and then we'll go from there. But thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Send me your questions. If you have any. You can reach my email is actually on my website. My website's jasonlavarius.com, and my email is on there. It's jason@jasonlavarius.com. I've been thinking about changing things around, so it's Lavarius Gear. I actually bought the URL for it already, But yeah, if you guys got questions, shoot me an email. But until then, have a great evening. Sleep well, sweet dreams. Have a great day if you're awake like me. But yeah, I'm ready to get my day going. In fact, like I said, it's a boring day, Salvation Army, IKEA, and I might actually go live demolitioning. I got to demo a bookcase in the master bedroom. My wife, like I said, we're going to do some interior decorating. She wants the built-in bookcase gone, and I asked somebody to give me a quote to demo it. I've not seen a quote, so the painters are going to be here in 2 weeks. I need to start demo this weekend. So have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Cool Bell. Thank you, Debbie. See you later.